The most recent episode of 1,000-Pound Sisters features Amy Slaton's explosive outburst directed at her family. Amy, who is 36 years old, and the rest of her family went on vacation together to Florida, and the scenario turned out to be very uncomfortable. Due to the fact that she is no longer married to her ex-husband Michael Halterman, the star of 1,000-Pound Sisters has been experiencing difficulties with her mental health. It seems that her troubles have reached a point of no return in the episode that aired this week. Her brothers talked about how they were frustrated with Amy because of how upset she gets when her children misbehave out. This conversation took place the week before last. Amy is the mother of 2 children, Gage, who is 3 years old, and Glenn, who is 1 year old. Amy fled into the bathroom weeping, leaving her elder sister Amanda to take care of Glenn, who was having a tantrum. The family was out to dinner when the 2 boys began acting inappropriately. Glenn was throwing a tantrum. Even her sister Tammy, who is 37 years old, suggested that she should walk on eggshells while she was near her sister. The explosion of the past. Another one of Amy's meltdowns occurred during the episode that aired on Tuesday, and it was during this episode that her siblings confronted her about her attitude. During the time that they were all seated at the dinner table in their holiday rental, the boys were once again becoming irritable. When Tammy inquired about the location of the baby's bottles, Amy abruptly rose from the table and said that she was done. In a confessional, she stated, "Everyone is telling me what that I should be doing. Being on vacation and having babies is a lot of work," the other person said. In the latter hours of that day, Tammy and Amy got into a fight when Amy was attempting to put one of the infants to bed. Amy then made the announcement that she was going to cancel the entire trip. Amanda went to talk to Amy in her bedroom, but Amy was already on the edge of having a serious breakdown at that point. This is when the situation became quite explosive. During the time that Amanda was attempting to convince Amy to remain on the vacation, she placed herself in a position where she was unable to leave. This caused Amy to push her and hold onto her shirt in the hopes that Amanda would move. Along with that, she cried, "Get out of my face. I'm so tired of you trying to be the big B asterisk 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 H," Amy yelled at Amanda as her siblings surrounded her. "I couldn't stand it any longer. I'm so sick of everyone calling me Lord and having dominion over me," she said. "I'm leaving." When no one offered to transport her home, she even threatened to phone her ex-husband Michael Halterman to come and collect her. He was the only person who offered to do so. Chris, Amy's older brother, even remarked that this was the worst display of behavior that he has ever saw Amy exhibit. Because the situation had deteriorated to such a point, producers decided to separate the entire family. Most recent Amy displayed her weight reduction and a bright new outlook in a series of new and fantastic photographs that she was able to share earlier this month. An eye-catching ensemble that began with a red sweater dress that was form-fitting was what she was wearing when the photographs were taken. On top, she wore a trench coat that was bright red and had black buttons, but she left the front open so that she could show off her dress and her remarkable weight reduction. However, in addition to the short dress, the TLC star sported a pair of knee-high black boots. The garment was designed to highlight her legs. She just carried a huge brown Louis Vuitton bag that she slung over her shoulder. This was the sole item she transported. It appears that Amy's hair has grown greatly since the most current season of the program was filmed, as evidenced by the fact that she wore her blue hair in a manner that was worn half up and half down. There were a few pictures of her where she was simply standing in front of a dark red door, but there were other pictures where she appeared to be joyful. There were even a couple photographs that gave the impression that the reality star was laughing. Start by introducing the overarching theme of the show and the deep-rooted relationship between Amy and Amanda. Highlight the roller coaster of emotions and the family dynamics that have captivated viewers over the years. Bring in the Slaton family as reality TV stars who are no strangers to conflict, but this particular moment stands out due to its raw intensity. Setting the scene, set up the environment for the fight. Perhaps they're at a family gathering or in Amy's kitchen, trying to handle a situation that quickly spirals out of control. Describe the buildup of tension. What were they discussing before it boiled over? Maybe there were issues with Amy's stress from juggling motherhood and health struggles, or Amanda said something that struck a nerve about Amy's personal decisions. Detail Amanda's demeanor. She's likely the calmer one at first, trying to confront Amy with some hard truths, but that only makes Amy's anger boil faster. Introduce how the audience sees the warning signs before the explosion. Amy's face tightens, her voice gets louder, and Amanda tries to hold her ground. The explosion. Dive into the moment itself. Amy screams, "Get out of my face!" at Amanda, and it's like a lightning strike through the room. Describe Amy's rage, the way she grabs Amanda's shirt, her eyes wild with frustration, and Amanda's reaction, caught off guard but still standing firm. Build on the physical tension between them. Is Amanda retaliating, or is she trying to pull away? Does Amy escalate the situation further, or does Amanda manage to de-escalate it? Explore the thoughts and emotions running through both sisters' minds in this moment. For Amy, it's not just about this fight, it's a release of years of pent-up stress. For Amanda, it's about trying to help her sister in a way that, unfortunately, only fans the flames. Backstory and emotional context. Shift to an in-depth exploration of what led up to this fight. Dive into Amy's journey post-weight loss surgery, her role as a mother, and how she has been struggling to balance her life. Use this moment to provide background on Amy's inner turmoil, feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and on edge. Discuss Amanda's relationship with Amy, how they've been supportive, but also how their sibling dynamic has often been fraught with tension. Maybe Amanda's concern for Amy's well-being clashes with Amy's own feelings of being judged or controlled. Bring in some flashback moments from past seasons that hint at the deeper layers of their sibling rivalry or support, showing how this isn't just about one moment but a culmination of emotions. Fan reactions and cultural impact. 500 words. Analyze how the viewers reacted to this intense moment. Fans of 1,000-Pound Sisters are deeply invested in the Slaton family, and the explosive fight likely sparked heated conversations on social media. Include some speculation on what this fight reveals about family dynamics, particularly in families dealing with stress, weight issues, and health concerns. Bring in quotes from fans who've discussed how this fight has affected their views on Amy and Amanda's relationship, including those who sympathize with Amy's frustrations and those who think Amanda was in the right. Aftermath. Describe the aftermath of the fight. Did they both walk away from each other? Did Amanda try to apologize or make amends, or did she storm out herself? How does Amy feel in the wake of the confrontation? Relieved, guilty, or still fuming? Include the reactions of their other family members like Tammy, who might have witnessed the fight. Perhaps Tammy chimes in with her own opinions, which only adds to the drama, or maybe their mother has to step in. Reflect on how this moment might change their relationship moving forward. Are Amy and Amanda the kind of siblings who can brush it off, or will this fight leave a lasting scar on their relationship? Wrap up by reflecting on the powerful emotions and intense family bonds that make 1,000-Pound Sisters such a compelling show. This moment is a dramatic but very real example of how family conflicts can explode when emotions are high. Offer some speculation on what might come next for the sisters. Will this fight be a turning point in their relationship, or just another bump in their long, complicated history?